Time on Bay Lifestyle to catch up with the Canny Group, and especially with Mandy Wilkins, who is here with us and going to talk to us about women and their superannuation.
I am, Roxie, because I'm concerned.
Oh, she's concerned. All right, well, tell me why.
Look, I'm some of the clients that I see coming through, and indeed friends that I have that are women, really have many quite low superannuation balances. And usually it's because they've taken time off to have their families, and many of them then get back into work, but sometimes it's part-time work, sometimes it's casual, and they're not earning terribly much. So their super continuity takes a big hit. And for anyone that started working before 1993, like I did, before there was compulsory super, we've got a big catch-up to do anyway. So I thought this morning I might give you a few clues as to how you can beef that up and get back into the running.
I am very keen to listen, so you tell me everything.
Okay, so first of all, if you're back in the workforce, and it doesn't matter how much you're being paid, make sure your superannuation is actually being paid. So it should be being reported to you on your pay slips each week or each fortnight, whenever you get paid, but follow it up with the super fund. When you get your super fund statements, don't just throw it under the desk. Make sure you read it and that your super has actually gone into your super fund. If it hasn't, take it up with your employer sooner rather than later. Don't be scared about doing that. There's a couple of incentives that the government have, and one of them now it's called LISTO, which is the low income super tax offset. So if you, and this is not just for women, but if you earn less than $37,000 in a year and provided your employer or you have contributed to super, the government will pay 15% of whatever the employer's contribution. They'll pay it into your super. So this was a new thing that came through in the budget.
Gosh.
It's limited to $500, but $500 is
better than nothing.
Better than nothing,
and over a period of time.
That's right. It can add up. The old co-contribution is still hanging around, although that also maxes out at $500. So your income has to be between $36,000 and it cuts out at $52,000 thereabouts. And if you contribute to super, if you put $1,000 in, the government will give you $500. So there's two areas there. And also one that I find people forget, and that's the spouse contribution, so the low income earning spouse. So again, it doesn't matter if it's male or female, but if your spouse or your partner is earning what used to be less than $13,000, you can put money into their super and then you can get a rebate of up to $540 on your tax return. Now, going ahead into past the 2018 financial year, your low-income earning spouse or partner can earn up to $40,000 and get that, because they're finding that, that is regarded as a lowish income.
Yes, yeah.
And so, again, there's three little benefits there that if you can manage those, there you can get something to see.
Just some advantage, isn't it? Yeah.
So, according to the Hilda survey that is on ASIC's Money website, the average balance of a female's super is $209, which I find quite extraordinary.
Sorry, I've had this cold, Mandy. You'll have to excuse me there. Sorry, can you just say that again? The average
balance of a female superannuation is $230,900, which I was just saying I find is extraordinary, because I see many women coming through that have way less than that.
Well, I've got less than that.
Yes, yeah. So I'm not quite sure what income earners they were surveying there. So there are, many women that have below $50,000 in their super.
Of course, yes.
So there's a big catch up to be done there. The age pension is going in its current form will not be around for too much longer that way. So I think all of us have to look at being able to self-fund as much as we can, and it's never too late to start, and you should start as early as you possibly can, even if you're in your 20s.
Yeah, absolutely. So super is just one of those things that you really need to see as an important part of your health and well-being,
yes,
really.
You do.
Because it's the one thing that will keep you secure into your old age. Wow, look, it sort of feels to me like this would be, if you're feeling at all confused, make an appointment and go and see somebody at the Canny Group, and go and see Mandy, and just sit down, and if you go through your particular situation, like any of your team will be able to give you an absolute bespoke answer that's going to be right for you.
Yes, we will. And that's right. There's not one size fits all. So, yes, happy to see anyone and help them out in any way we can.
Awesome. The Canny Group, catch them online at thecannygroup.com.au. Probably the best way to do it, and get in and get yourself sorted with your super, girls.